Sometimes the irony of trying to write a theme song for a show called This Will Never Work gets the best of you, and, well, it sucks. So, welcome.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to This Will Never Work. I'm Lincoln. I'm wearing the same shit every day because I'm still here in Vancouver, as you can tell by the very bland set behind me. Tonight, my guest is a very good friend of mine. We've been friends since high school. I'd go as far as saying he was my best friend in high school, and I miss him dearly because he lives here. But we had a lot of fucking fun in high school, and now he's a fucking rock star living in Vancouver. Please welcome motherfucker Devon Motz.
Hey.
He I don't ever drink, but you know what? I'm gonna drink this Ronald McDonald vodka orange.
Yeah,
Shit you brought.
Look at that. It's even called Ronald's.
I know.
It's like 90s.
So what does it taste like?
Do you remember like?
Please say McDonald's orange.
I was gonna say like 90s McDonald's orange. That's exactly what it is.
That's why they called it Ronald's and made the can red and yellow. Okay. Is it unreal?
Sponsorship. It's my favorite drink right now.
Okay. Cheers, buddy.
I'm drinking too much of it, in fact. Oh yeah, that's a good.
Holy shit!
I know. It's dangerous.
That is so
You know
good.
what's fucked up is the brewery that makes this place is directly across the street from my house.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Can I get this in Calgary?
It's Red Truck Beer that makes this.
Red Truck Beer. Okay.
Yeah. All those blue collared beer drinking.
Well,
Red
drinking my beer.
Red Truck was the headquarters for Stephen Harper's campaign when they came to Vancouver.
Why do you sound so sad about that? When Stephen Harper came to Vancouver.
When he came to Vancouver with his, I don't know. With his shirts, his blue shirts.
His blue shirts.
I don't know.
Were you, I guess, yeah, you would have been living in Vancouver at that time.
Yeah, I don't know when that was. I'm just talking shit.
Oh, fuck.
But it's true, though. He did. Him and his cronies hanged out at Red Truck. Drinking.
They hanged out.
Okay.
Fuck, I'm gonna step all over you. I'm so sorry. How are you?
Feeling like a doormat.
No, man, you look okay. I gotta say, you look fantastic. I love the beard. I love the hair. The hat's
covered in dog hair.
The hat's leaves a little to be desired, but
oh yeah, it's been fucking a good week for Calgary Flames fans.
I mean,
woo!
Seeing as how you are one of the bigger Flames fans that I know, we're gonna talk about the Flames today. Because, yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough ride.
Yeah. I would go as far as to say the worst off season for a Flames fan in my lifetime.
I am going to completely agree with you.
You know, probably the worst off season in my life.
I am fucking flabbergasted.
Yeah. Did you see the breaking news about the Oilers recently? You know, what's his name? The owner?
No. Okay. No, because I've been podcasting all day. Ooh. And so I got a text.
Don't dunk on Calgary too hard without looking at your Oilers news here real quick.
Okay. Did you read Johnny Gaudreau's goodbye letter today?
I read it whilst pooping this morning.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a friend send it to me while I was
that makes sense. What was
crushing one out?
Was it a good poop?
It was when I started reading that, you know.
But like genuinely, what? Because I read it too. I read start to finish. What was your take on it?
Honestly, I was like, "Fuck," like, he got me. Like,
I know.
Like, I was a whole lot less mad when I read it. Like a lot less mad, because he's just a dude. He's got to make decisions for his family and himself, and you know, all of us fucking mongoloids are like, you gotta play for my team or you're a piece of shit. And
yeah.
I mean, we're that also, but he's a person. He's gonna make decisions for himself. Even like there was the line about him missing his grandfather's funeral because of the, you know, international traveling bans and shit during COVID. And you're like, well, that sucks. You know?
That's horrible.
Yeah. And I think there's some other shit happened that he kind of missed out on. And you're like, well, yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier pill to swallow, like reading that, because he does sound legitimately like remorseful, but it doesn't make losing your two best players in the span of less than a week any easier.
Oh my God, in like a span of 3 days.
Yeah, players we drafted and like, you know,
developed.
Like
And I hate to say it, but Kachuk's going to go to St. Louis.
Guaranteed he's going to St.
He's going to St. Louis, which I'm really excited about, being a Blues fan. So
Oh, you are a Blues fan.
I am a Blues fan.
So now all of a sudden you can cheer for Kachuk.
I'm getting a Kachuk jersey.
So
I'm not kidding. As soon as that happens.
A couple months ago, I had a reverse, the Blasty jerseys.
I was going to ask you about that because it got stolen.
Yeah, I had a Kachuk reverse retro jersey. It got stolen out of my car with all my hockey equipment.
You didn't get it back?
No. But part of me is like,
it was meant to be.
it was an omen. It was a shape of things to come.
That is fucking tragic, dude. That's insult to injury right there. You're like, I lose all my hockey equipment, my Kachuk jersey, and then I lose Kachuk.
Well, I wouldn't want the Kachuk. No, that's not true. Of course, I'd want the jersey, but fuck, whatever. At least I don't have it.
No, you would. Yeah, exactly. Fuck. No, I'm pretty sure you'd still want that jersey. Because the reverse retro Blasties were actually nice.
They were so sick.
Yeah. Ugh. I would say 90% of the reverse retros that the NHL did in that last season or whatever were fucking dope. A lot
of them were dope. Yeah.
I didn't like Anaheim's.
With the old school one of the whole superhero duck, very Disney looking.
I liked that. I liked the emblem, but I didn't like the way the whole jersey was designed.
I mean, some of them sucked. Like fucking Edmonton's was atrocious. Just bright orange on white. Looks like a.
It was like an away jersey that was bright white.
Yeah, but it was like a high vis away jersey.
It was horrible.
It was like they were doing road work.
I have one. I don't like it.
Oh really?
Yeah, I have a. I think it's a McDavid one, and I got it for super cheap because somebody I know bought one and it didn't fit them, and they were like, "Here, you have it.
Have this high vis vest."
Yeah, so it's hanging up in my jersey collection. I'm like, I'm never. It's gonna wear
I found that one fucked
jersey.
Up because the names were unreadable. It was so bright that I don't know.
So you think because the it's kind of weird because it's what were they going to do? Because really, they
got to go back to the oil drop. That
they are.
That's what they should have done.
That's what for the reverse retro. That's what they should have done for sure.
Absolutely.
But the problem is that they have the royal blue with orange on it, right? Which is what they're going.
Which I can't handle that jersey either. I really like the 80s blue and orange. Old school.
That's what they're going.
That's what they're going back to for sure, and they should because that's their best jersey. But then the dark blue with the orange.
Oh, the new one. Yeah. I think that one's gone. I like it. It is kind of. It doesn't rub everyone the right way. I know what you mean. It is really dark. But personally, I do like it.
I just have pee pee poo poo in my mouth because I fucking hate that team so much.
Of course. Yeah, you washing your mouth with pee pee poo poo. No, but that's the thing is you go back to the original royal blue and orange, and then you try to do a reverse retro on that. Well, that's already a jersey they've done, which is orange with
just
blue.
An away jersey.
No, it's it's a home jersey that they had last season, which was their main jersey, and then it's okay, so when you actually do the reverse retro, you have that's what they did is they went fucking to an away jersey, so it was all white with instead of blue it was orange, and that's stupid. You're right, they should have done the oil drop. Fucking dumb. So I did read the letter, and I sent you the video that I made, which there's a lot of people on because that video blew up. It's got 70,000 views.
Yeah, I feel everything Flames related right now. I followed this website called Flames Nation. Yep. It's a blog or whatever. And
I'm on Oilers Nation. Yeah.
They were saying Flames Nation has got more hits in the last 2 weeks than they have in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Just because everyone wants the dirt,
Yeah. And I'm halfway through the Spit and Chicklets episode that just dropped with Goudreau.
I watched the interview. Yeah.
And
you know what's really funny about that interview is he talks about how many good golf courses are in Columbus, and you're like, "Fuck."
That was one of the first things he said.
He said it several times, and you're like, exactly what you're doing while you're there. You're golfing.
Oh my god, I laughed. I was driving through Vancouver, and I'm laughing so hard because I'm like, Johnny, you just keep talking about fucking golf, knowing you're not going to make the playoffs.
I love the golfing.
The golf. There's so much good golf around here.
Whatever.
Good fucking god.
But yeah, if he does, and that's the piss off, man. Is these American players who don't want to play for Canadian markets and they want to go home to the States, whatever, right? And
do you feel it's an accountability thing because of the intensity up here, because that's what a lot of people have been saying, is that he's going to go to Columbus so he can just quietly play a good game, but not have the media down his throat.
I think people just say shit because they want a good storyline.
It's true.
Like, when he said it, he was down to like the wire, and that like he didn't know like hours until he made the decision. I believe that. Like, I think he was flip flopping all over the place like crazy. And it's like, well, fuck, give him the benefit of the doubt that it was like a hard decision, because of course it's a hard decision. But like,
yeah, because you've got an $84 million offer on the table for 8 years. Like, it's the longest contract you're going to get offered.
He would have been the highest paid Calgary Flame of all time.
Yep.
And so would have Tkachuk. Tkachuk turned down more money.
Yeah, I heard.
And the captaincy. Captain.
So is that true? Because I heard he turned down 11.
8 by 11.5.
It was 11.5.
I'm pretty sure it was 8. I might be.
I know it was 8 by 11, but if
might be 11. Yeah.
Wow.
But
and
that and the C, he turned them both down.
So,
which makes you be like, he just really doesn't want to be in Calgary, but like, it doesn't go the other way, because like, if you think about it, you know, if American players just kept playing in the States and Canadian players just played in Canadian markets, the cup would never leave Canada, you know?
No.
Like the amount of elite players. Anyways, you know, I'm thinking like, fuck, when's Cale Makar going to come back and play in Calgary? When's Braden Point going to come back and play in Calgary? They're both Calgarians.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You know, when are those superstars going to be like, I want to go play for my hometown?
I don't know if it happens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I could see because Makar being a Calgarian boy, like, I could see him being like, maybe in the latter part of his career, being like, yeah, fuck it, let's go sign. And
that's what I mean. He already won everything last season. He's
like 3 years into his fucking
career. He won the Norris,
career?
He won the Stanley Cup, and he won the Conn Smythe all last season. Like,
yeah,
okay, dude, you did it. Now come play for Calgary.
Fucking time to leave. Time to leave the Avalanche. Oh fuck, they're on a fucking heater. I could see that team. As much as I hate to say it, because I really want, obviously, the Oilers to go on a deep run, I could really see Colorado kind of doing what Tampa's done.
I fucking hope not. But I mean, I'd be way better with that than I am with Tampa winning, because as a Flames fan, I'm contractually obligated to hate the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, because it was in an 04.
Yeah, it was in an 04.
It was in an 04. It was not in 22. So, yeah, it's a fucking, I don't know. It's going to be a weird, next season's going to be, I mean, I'm looking forward to next season, obviously, because I feel like our off season,
was better than Calgary's, because everybody's was better.
Well, yeah, that kind of goes without saying right now, but like, it's kind of weird because I feel like Treliving.
This is just a hockey podcast now.
Oh, 100%. Welcome to Hockey Podcast.
Yeah, get pucked.
Get pucked. I feel like Treliving hasn't even started his off-season process. Like, I don't feel like he's actually, you know what I mean?
Well,
in a weird way, it feels like Calgary is like really behind.
We knew something like this was, because everybody knew coming into this offseason that Tkachuk and Gaudreau's fucking contracts are running out, right? Or like,
I have been telling, you remember Tyler Miller from high school?
Tall fucker?
Yeah,
tall lanky dude with the glasses?
Yeah.
Tyler Miller.
Okay. I have been talking to him, because he's a huge Flames fan as well.
Yeah.
I have been talking to him.
I'm just kidding, dude. I don't think you're lanky if you watch this. I'm sorry.
He's lanky as fuck.
Okay, he's a bit lanky.
He's tall. He's got 3 kids now. It's all good.
Yeah. Kick the shit out of me, I'm sure.
I have been.
You say Tyler Miller has 3 kids?
Yeah, he's got a girl and twin boys.
I keep running into Crossfield people who are all like, I got grandkids.
You're like, cool, you're 35.
Yeah. I'm like, I got a dog and a fucking drinking habit, dude.
Same. Not a drinking habit. I got an eating habit. But,
yeah, hey, vices. Is this thing cutting out? Am I cutting out?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Where was I going with this? Oh, I've been talking to Tyler about Gaudreau since last season.
Yeah.
Where it was like, last off season, he was like, oh man, he was like, Gaudreau, he's his contract here. He's going to have a good year this year. And I was like, yep. And then he's going to leave the Flames. We have been arguing about it since last summer. I'm not kidding. Arguing where he's like, he's not going to leave. And he had all these reasons why. He was like, no team is going to be able to afford him and this and that and that. But, and I said, Miller, he's going to leave. He's going to leave, and he's going to leave for less money. He didn't leave for quite as less money as
like
I thought.
Nostradamus over here.
Buddy, 2012, they flip it. It's 2102 is when it's going to happen. Anyway. When the world's gonna end. No, it fucking like I felt in my heart of hearts, I was like, Gaudreau is not. At the time, I'm like, he's going to New Jersey or Philly. That's what I thought. And that obviously we know what happened with Philly. They didn't even call him.
So pissed if I was a Philly fan.
Yeah,
so pissed. Like, hometown boy clearly wants to be there. He said he wants to be there, and then what the GM say is like, oh yeah, it would have been a lot of work making those trades, and you're like, that's your job.
Do the work.
You're like a hometown, like 100-point superstar wants to play there, but like you had to do a bit of work, so you're like,
oh no.
Honestly, I just,
you know what?
That's tough.
Yeah, that's gonna.
I would be livid if I was a Philly fan.
I've heard rumblings that like that's like fireable. People are pissed.
No shit.
Yeah, like
I mean, that being said, like Gaudreau wouldn't have helped that team. Like, they're garbage. No. And so
I'll be surprised if Gaudreau helps Columbus.
He's not going to help Columbus. He's going to golf, and he's like, and he's stoked about that. And maybe you're right about the whole accountability thing. I think that's more speculation than anything. But like,
yeah,
he is an American player who wants to play in the States, and he wants to be close to, like, American family and all this stuff. And it's tough, but you're like, at what point does a team start being like, we got to draft Canadian players? We have to draft like hometown guys, because everybody knew Tkachuk was going to leave a long time ago. Like, I remember at the All-Star game that one time, he took off his Flames jersey and he was wearing like a retro St. Louis jersey under it. And you're like, give us a more clear sign, Matt.
Yeah, no shit.
Jesus. Like, but I was going to say for so long, I'm like, I know Tkachuk's going to leave. I did not anticipate Gaudreau not signing. That was a surprise to me, I think.
Really?
I just kind of thought because he sort of is this like fan of just sort of like, I'm not gonna say a fan of mediocrity, but like you said, like the whole like just not wanting to like work that hard and just kind of wanting to coast or whatever. Like,
yeah,
he could have signed that contract and for 8 years just been a hometown hero, or like just been a hero in Calgary, right? Continued to be Johnny Hockey.
Yeah,
hero of Calgary, regardless of like if we ever won a cup, he would have always been worshipped here. And like, I was legit surprised by it, but
it is surprising because, yeah, it's like you look at Iginla and the fucking like hero Iginla has always been.
He's from fucking Edmonton.
Sorry,
he's from Edmonton.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know. Like, isn't it great that he didn't? Can you imagine? Oh my god, I must want to throw up saying it. Jerome Iginla, the Oiler.
That would have been fucking. Actually, I would have been really stoked on that.
No, he's just some Boston man now. Have you seen that interview?
Yeah. That where they're like, oh, hey, what do you think of this weather? And he's just like, oh, it's pretty crazy.
He gives like a hockey interview. He's like, yeah, we just went out there, we drove those roads, gave it 110%.
We shoveled as hard as we could, and we just gave her. He literally does
shift for shift.
It's so
boys
funny.
Just went out there, they did their thing.
Oh my god! And his like brow is out to here.
Yeah, he's like, just being fucking Iggy. What a man.
What a man, what a mighty good man.
God, he's just the best.
Iginla's fucking rad. Yeah, it's cool. His kids are it's kind of depressing because his kids are starting to come up and like his son's like pretty close to draft age. Like,
yeah, his daughter's killing it too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like both of them are absolutely just like they're
he coaches hockey in Kelowna.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's like a minor hockey leaguer or like some sort of coach in Kelowna.
So he's living in Boston and then
I don't think he lives in Boston anime. I think he's moved on from Boston.
Boston?
Yeah.
So when he was cup jumping, I'm drunk.
Buddy's had half a can.
Yeah, they used to call me one Mickey Link back in high school.
Did they call you that?
Because I didn't have anything to eat, and one time we went to Chrissy's house and I drank half a Mickey. I drank half.
Do
a
you
Mickey.
remember the time? I'm just gonna totally switch topics here.
Do it.
Do you remember the time? This was
Oh no.
to this day, because of the story, I still can't drink Zambuca.
Oh my God! Neither can I.
Or anything with
Of
that.
course I
that,
remember
that
this.
black licorice fennel flavor. You know, it's in like Zambuca and
you,
Ouzo.
you tell
and
the story. I'll never forget
there-
this.
Honestly, the funny thing about this story is there's not like a great like lead up to it. Like it wasn't like this crazy thing we were gonna go do. It was like
No.
we grew up in Crossfield, Alberta.
and in my basement,
And
I
in your-
happened
in your
to
ba-
have a
yeah.
2.6 of fucking Sambuca.
2.6 of Zambuca, and we drank it in about 45 minutes to an hour, strictly with shots. We just did
But
shots back and forth.
to be fair, I was
To be
doing
fair.
2 ounce shot glasses, and you were doing 1 ounce shot glasses.
I was a petite dude then.
Yeah, so like I think I drank 2/3 of that bottle.
Either way,
We both got
got
fucking
annihilated,
shit-faced.
and then we thought it would be a great idea to
We were with Kenny,
to go to McCool's Street Bar and Grill for Wednesday wing night,
where Kenny worked.
where Kenny worked, exactly. And that was like the big event in Crossfield was wing night on Wednesdays. And I got there and I like sat down for like fucking 5 minutes maybe.
Yeah, we were at the table. We ordered food.
And then I went to the bathroom and projectile vomited on everything. Like the fucking walls, the sink, like tried to get to the stall, couldn't get the stall door open, so I just puked all over it. And I'm like, it was like that scene in like Stand By Me, you know. And,
I don't remember that.
oh, just the big puke fest where they're all puking and making it was just so bad. And
So,
like
I remember-
the owner, whoever was the owner, I can't remember his name, whoever he was, he literally threw me out by like my like pants and scruff of my shirt.
Well, before that happened, you went first to the bathroom. I was still sat at the table. We had ordered food and we were sitting there, and then I looked at Kenny and I was like, I too have to go to the washroom. And so you were in the stall by that point puking. Yes, there was puke everywhere, but you were in the stall puking, and I came into the bathroom and I was like, oh look, there's nowhere for me to puke. Garbage can. So I started puking in the garbage can next to you puking in the toilet in the fucking stall. So, and I worked at McCool's too. So in the kitchen,
were you working there at the time?
no, it was before I started working there, but the walls were
After
very
that, they're like, let's hire this dude.
yeah, of course. They're like, yeah, you come work here. The walls were really thin. So, like, in the kitchen, they could hear you and I just going, "Aah!" Just die in this fucking bathroom. And then it was like, oh, yeah, we got to go. Because Kenny's sitting there by himself at the fucking table with all this food that we ordered. He's like, yeah, can I just get this to go? He's so embarrassed. And we're like, cool, let's go home. So you and I stumbled our way home, puking along the way.
As you do.
And we kind of just like, because you lived around the corner from me.
I mean, let's be honest, everybody sort of lives around the corner from everybody in Crossfield.
But the route we took was perfect because we just kind of like ushered you to your house. And we're like, okay, bye, Devon, have fun. And left you to your own devices. And then Kenny and I stumbled to my house. Well, Kenny wasn't drunk. That was the weirdest thing. Kenny was sober. And so he came to my house with me. And I don't know, like that's where you and I split off. So like I remember what happened vaguely for the rest of my night. I don't know what happened for the rest of your
Who
night.
fucking knows what happened with my night?
Okay.
I just know that from that moment, I've not been able to drink anything.
No, it's disgusting.
Anything with that kind of black licorice.
I can't have black licorice candy. I can't have.
No,
it's
that night ruined it for me.
Yeah,
Like,
and Sambuca used to be really good.
Any sort of really bad puking experience at a formative age will just ruin things for you.
Oh yeah, I can't eat.
Chocolate milk, I can't drink it anymore.
I can't eat Little Caesars.
Word?
Word.
I mean, I can't either because the gluten fucks me up.
Are you gluten
Oh
intolerant?
God, yeah. It just screws up my little bum.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Me too, dude. People always be like, "Oh man, how can you not eat gluten? I love gluten." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck, I love gluten too, dude. So much."
Yeah,
I just-
welcome to the club.
I just
Gluten
can't
would be great.
Yeah, there's nobody who doesn't like gluten. I just can't have it.
Yeah.
Asshole. Fuck.
Carbs are amazing.
You know shit.
Yeah, pizza's incredible. I was gonna offer you pizza, but
You want me peeing out my poo poo?
Oh no, I
then
do not.
no, let's not do that. Yeah, I just said that on your podcast.
Peeing out your poo poo.
Peeing out my poo poo.
Hey, I have peed out my poo poo plenty of times in my life as well.
yeah.
It's not a fun experience,
No.
especially when it's the fire poo poo.
Oh, the fire pooper. Last time I pooed my pants was in Crossfield. That's like the last time.
Can we please tell poo your pants stories? I'm so into this. This is gonna be the poo your pants episode.
Okay.
I'm so.
You
want
to hear my Crossfield poo?
Yes.
Poo my pants.
I'm not joking.
Okay. You'll see this story. Like I've told the story a couple times, but it's great for you because you know, like the landscape I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
So you know how like just down the block from where we went to high school, there was that like basketball court right by the playground.
Yep.
I can't remember the name of that park. You know, it's across the street from fucking.
Yeah, like just off like Limit there.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, I know exactly.
So we had just finished school, and like it was like Zach and Neil and all those.
What year is
guys.
this? Like, how old are you?
I'm like 16, 17. Like I'm graduating.
So we knew each other.
Oh yeah, and
Okay.
like I graduate like that year or the next year. I'm not
okay.
like a child. I'm like I know better. That's even better. Okay, go on. So I get. They're like,
I know better.
yeah, I should. Yeah, grown ass man. I can shit my pants. We go to the basketball court and we're playing 21 or whatever, and like it's Zach and his little brother Nathan and those crazy Mormon kids.
Oh yeah.
And a couple of us and we're all playing, and like the sun is
Like
just,
Justin Paul and fucking Nate Lane.
Nate was there. Yeah. And it's just a bunch of idiots playing basketball in the sun. And I didn't bring any water with me because I didn't,
Fuck water.
I didn't have anything with me ever.
Orange vodka.
And so, somebody had a Slurpee, which is just like, the worst thing for you on like a hot, empty stomach is a Slurpee. It just always gives me the shits. Like I can't,
Yep.
It's
all that sugar.
I can't.
I have definitely been there.
I can't have one of those and not like have an upset stomach, let alone like in the heat on an empty stomach. And anyway, so I didn't have any water, and we're playing, and buddy's like, "You want some of my Slurpee?" I'm like, "Okay, here we go." Like,
No.
couple minutes later, we're standing there taking shots, and I'm like, I gotta poop. Like this,
And I know. So, from where you are at the park, I know how far away you are from home.
it's only a couple blocks.
It's not that far,
exactly,
but it's far enough.
It's past a couple blocks of houses, past the curling rink.
Running is out of the question.
Right? And so I have to poop. It's pretty evident, like it's bad. And I'm like, okay, guys, I gotta go. And they're like, no, like finish one more round. I'm like, duh, okay, I'll stick around for one more round. And then we get like halfway through that, and I'm like, oh god, I gotta poop. And I'm like speed walking out of there, and I get I start getting the walking farts. You start getting like the running farts. You're like, fuck, oh god.
And is your stomach cramping and shit?
Oh yeah, but so I'm running down the street, and like it dawns on me like, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. Do you like any 90s kids will remember this, but you remember those signs that were on windows that were block parents?
Oh no.
Like if you ever like being followed, or if you like lost your parents, or like if you're like a kid in trouble, there were these like signs on the window.
Yeah, come to our house.
It looked like a little stop sign with like somebody holding like a kid's hand, and it was like for kids in trouble. Again, I'm like 16 years old. So I'm running down the street, and I'm like, oh god. And I'm like, I know this is like, I'm gonna shit my pants. And I like look around, and there's this house with a block parent sign, and I'm like, fuck it. So I like run up onto their step, and I'm like hammering on the door, and this like like sweet like 100-year-old lady comes to the door, and she's like, oh hello. And I'm like, I know this is super like messed up. This isn't what this is meant for. I just really got to go to the bathroom. I saw the block parent sign, and I really got to go. And she looks at me, she's like, well, this is highly irregular. And I'm like, I know I'm so sorry, I just got to go. And she's like humming and hawing, and just right there on her doorstep, I'm in shorts, remember this, I'm in fucking like basketball shorts. And just like on her stoop, looking her in the eyes, I just fucking pooed myself. Like, And as soon as it started, she knew what was going down. So she's looking at me like, and it's like coming out my shorts. Like, and you know, it takes a while. It's like, and then there's just this like fucking silence. I'm standing there like trembling.
I'm so sorry.
And she goes, the bathroom's down the hall. So I like waddle my poopy ass down her hall to her bathroom, and I spend like 45 minutes in there trying to like clean my underwear and shit. And like finally I'm like, okay, I'm all cleaned up, and I leave, and like I walked back down her hall with like my stuff in my hands, and I'm just like trying not to make eye contact, and she clearly doesn't want to even look at me. And I like look down the hall, and she's just sitting at her like kitchen table with like a cup of tea, just like and I just fucking got out of Dodge.
Oh my god.
Oh man. And I think this story is so funny, right? But like, imagine her side of that story. Like somebody, like her husband comes home or something.
Hi, honey. How was your day?
Some fucking jagoff shit his pants on the doorstep.
Pardon?
I says pardon.
Says pardon?
Yeah, so that was my crossfield poop.
God, I'm crying.
Yeah, me too. Actually.
Holy shit.
Ugh.
That's the last time you shit your pants?
No, actually, no. But like,
I was going to say, I've shit my pants
No,
as
the-
an adult more times than I want to admit.
the other time it wasn't like a funny story. It was just like I had the flu and like
Oh.
you know, I was on the couch and I had farted and it, you know, went the other way.
Oh my God. I fucking...
This is just the conversation you wanted to be having.
Oh yeah, 100%. Poopy stories. Oh my God, man. Have you ever shit yourself in a vehicle?
Oh my God.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I was going to say it sounds like the worst thing ever. I don't think that I have.
So it's happened to me twice.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
Fuck, I'm sorry. One time I'm driving, so I'm leaving work. I worked at the airport, and I am walking. It was a long walk from the airport to the parking lot to get to your vehicle. And as I'm walking out of the airport, I notice my stomach is kind of like little twingy, right? It's like, oh, there's a little something there. And I'm thinking, okay.
Oh God.
I'm like, I'm going to have to take a shit when I get home.
Little whisper from the devil. I know what that's like.
Yeah. So it was just like one of those real...
Do you think the poop talk is going to lose you any viewers?
Not at all. If anything, it's going to gain us some.
Fuck, that's the target audience.
Holy fuck. I'm like sweating now because that was so funny. So I don't think my stories are going to be just as fun. I think mine are just going to be sad. Oh, yours is like really funny. Mine's going to be like, oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Are you
I'm
okay?
sorry that you pooped yourself in front of everybody.
Yeah, so, if you're familiar with the drive from the Calgary airport, like down Highway 2 through Airdrie towards Crossfield, it's like a 20-ish minute drive. So I'm walking out to the parking lot. I get in my car. I start driving. Everything's normal. As I'm driving down the highway, I get out onto the highway and my stomach kind of lurches. I'm like, ooh, shit, that kind of sucks. That does not.
Fuck you, buddy.
You know, it starts cramping up a little. I'm like, ooh, that does not feel good. By the time I get to Airdrie on the highway,
So you had just passed Balzac.
at this point I'm driving like through. I'm like, the McDonald's is on the
I'm
left.
just looking for an excuse to say Balzac. I'm pretty sure it goes Balzac then Airdrie.
It's Balzac then Airdrie. Yeah, you're right. So I had driven through Balzac.
Yeah.
Now I'm
made
driving
your way past Balzac.
There you go. So now I'm driving through Airdrie. By the time I hit that point, my stomach is now at this like critical, like where you shit your pants on her. I'm on
Critical mass.
I am now on the doorstep of the 100-year-old woman, because that's forever what it will be referred to.
Yeah.
And I am white knuckling my steering wheel. I'm wearing my work clothes, and I am holding on with every ounce I have left to just please let me get home, like let me get to Crossfield. And buddy,
Spoiler alert.
spoiler alert. I guess they kind of spoiled it when I said, "Oh yeah, remember when I shit my pants?"
It's like, did you make it?
No. Whoa, did you make it all the way home? It fucking just unleash the Kraken while I'm driving down. And then once that happens, it's kind of like, well, you just carry on driving.
Can I ask you this?
Of course.
Were you doing like highway speeds when this happened?
It was wavering. I was going
like you're at least like 80 kilometers an hour shitting your pants.
It's going in between 80 and 110.
Yeah.
Like I'm just kind of going, oh
man, that is the
awful.
It's awful, but like, you know, you were going pretty fast. That's something.
I'm trying. Well, yeah, I was trying to get home. So at that point, I'm like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I'm like, I just shit myself in my car. It smells terrible. I've got the windows rolled down. I'm like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Like, what the fuck am I? I'm like that's one of those moments where you're like, I want to die.
Yeah, you probably could have just ended it there, and that would have been
just
like
drive off the road.
That would have been within reason. You know,
and
people would have been like, oh yeah, he pooped himself.
I completely understand.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
At this point, because the only people that lived in my house at that time were my dad and my sister, right? So at this point, I had to call my sister to be like, okay, you have to fucking help me out here, which that really sucks.
You gotta
put some towels down or something. Like I'm in a bad way. I'm in a bad way. She's going, what's going on? I'm like, I have shit myself. I'm coming home. I have shit myself. It's not good. Please just be on standby. So, I'm continuing down the road, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, my stomach again, I get really crampy again.
Don't you fucking tell me you doubled down.
I'm like, are you fucking?
Did you double down?
I'm like, are you kidding me right now? What is happening?
Is it a KFC double down right now?
I couldn't stop it.
No. Oh God.
Devon,
that's just the worst.
It was the worst.
It was the worst thing that's ever happened to you. I don't know what's happened to you since then, and I'm telling you, it's not that bad.
Well, let me tell you about the second time it ever happened.
Oh God damn it!
So now that Devon's back, the second time that I can remember this happening, and I'm not embarrassed. I was embarrassed by it. I was embarrassed about that first one for a long time because I mean, you're in your 20s. You're like, you're not supposed to shit yourself in your 20s. Are you fucking kidding me? But it's like when you actually have like IBS and like medical things wrong with you and you eat the wrong thing and it's just like you cannot help it.
Oh, preaching to the choir. But
yeah, exactly. It's just like sometimes you can't make it. Like especially if you're on the high. And my wife, she wasn't my wife at the time, but she kind of said to me, she was like, "Why didn't you just pull over and shit on the side of the road?" And I'm like, "That's even worse. Like I don't want to."
See, it's funny you say that because like I have a coworker who's like us in that like, you know, very serious stomach shit, blah blah blah. But he tells me that he's like the other day he told me this, like this was like last week. He's like, I shit on the side of that because he lives in Mission. Okay, so he commutes in every day. He's like, I shit on the side of the highway at least like twice, 3 times a month.
A month?
Just like he'll just pull over and just be like, "Oh, I gotta go," and he'll just open his truck door and go beside it. And I'm like, man, he's like, dude, you get to a point in your life where you're like, you're just sort of sick of like, you know, thinking you're gonna shit your pants. You're like, I ain't doing it, so I'm just gonna pull over and go on the side of the highway.
That's fair.
Hell yeah,
wild,
fair.
But that's fair. I mean, he's probably right there, but it's just like I don't want my tiny dick just like fucking. Like not flapping.
You try to explain it to people who don't have to deal with like the stomach issues and stuff, and it's like anytime you go into somebody's house or like a restaurant or a bar or anything like that, like at least my first train of thought in any of these scenarios is like, what are the bathrooms like? Yeah. Is it a single occupancy bathroom or is someone going to have to listen to me shit because I ate some fucking cheese, you know, or whatever it is?
Okay. To that point, I went to today.
Ooh, go on.
I went to the home of an actor from a TV show that I like. Okay, yes. I'm not revealing that yet, but on the way to their house, I realized that I got out of bed, got coffee and like a Tim sandwich, came back, ate the sandwich, then he called me and was like, "Hey, let's do brunch." And I was like, "All right." Jumped up, fucking threw a t-shirt on and like left. And as I'm driving to his house, I realized, and I said in my head, I'm like, I didn't take a shit before I left.
Oh, dude.
And I was like, holy, it dawned on me. I was like, I do not want to have to take a shit in this guy's house.
No, dude.
Because he's never going to talk to me again. And that's it. I know exactly.
That's a real fear.
It is a real fear.
I went on this date once with this girl. She was super cool. She worked at this recording studio. She was like this British girl, super hot. And I was like, yeah.
British girls are hot.
Yeah, I mean, some of them.
Buddy.
Some of them aren't.
G'day, mate. You want to go on a date?
That's Australian, but.
Oh, fine. Yeah, I know. I'm drunk, remember?
Oh, right. But I remember we went on this date and it was a great date, but we went out for like, this was a time in my life when I wasn't aware of my diet contributing to my stomach shit. So I was just eating what the fuck ever. And like, I'm sure I had like cheese and gluten and red meat and everything, all that. And it was a great date. And then we went back to her place where she was having like kind of like a party, and there was a bunch of people over, and all her friends were kind of hanging out and drinking and doing this thing. And I was there and it was kind of okay. And then I slept on the couch, kind of on the couch type thing. And I woke up in the morning. It was like, 6 a.m. and there's like people like sleeping on the floor. So it was like, there was like a party, right? And I'm like, God, like that the morning after of beer drinking and stuff like
fucking worst.
And I went into this bathroom and fucking destroyed it. Like audibly just annihilated this.
Yeah, because it's quiet in that place.
And it's
everyone's
quiet.
sleeping.
You could hear a pin drop, but it's also not a big apartment. So it's like, not only was the sound prevalent, but like, the smell must have been so bad. And you know what I did, Lincoln?
You left.
I left. I fucking pulled my little pants up and I washed my hands and I walked out the front fucking door. I grabbed my shit and I just left because I was like,
I am never going to see this girl
again. I know
again.
full well her and all her friends heard what I just did to that bathroom and they're going to be smelling it as soon as I open the door.
Did you ever hear from that girl again?
Nope.
I've
never talked to her since. But like, sometimes shit like that happens and you're like, there's no coming back from that.
No.
I just got carnal in the
I love
bathroom.
That.
And I had to leave.
Oh my God. Okay, so the second time.
Oh no, I interrupted your second story. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't interrupt. No, I like listening to your stories. So the second time this happened, we went to a movie. Do you know where Seaton is in Calgary? Way down south.
Seaton.
It's a newer. You probably moved
southeast,
before.
southwest.
I don't know. It's down fucking. Like if you took Deerfoot to like from northwest Calgary to like the complete opposite end of Calgary, that's where Seaton is.
Okay.
It's like the other. Okay. So we went because they opened one of those like fucking VIP theaters.
Oh yeah, those are sick. By the way,
there's
actually one right around here.
Yeah. So they're exactly. Yeah, I've been to it.
Yeah.
They're like you order your food at the at your chair or whatever, and you're good to go. So I've noticed at Cineplex when I get popcorn with butter that I think the butter really like the butter they use at Cineplex really bothers my stomach.
I fucking hope you're not going to tell me you shit your pants in a movie theater.
I didn't.
Okay.
So I didn't shit my pants.
Is this the highest F-bomb count in an episode?
It might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll do a count. I'll rewatch all the episodes and I'll let you know. Fucking guy. So somebody else do that. I don't give a fuck. So we and my wife and my sister went to a movie and I went to a movie with another friend. Okay. So our movies kind of were staggered, but they ended roughly around the same time. And then we kind of, my wife, my sister and I were leaving and my other friend kind of fucked off on his own. So we're driving home and it's winter, by the way. Okay. It's the middle of winter. So we're driving down, I think I took Stony Trail, which would have been a longer way home, which was not a good idea, but the roads were clear. So I'm looping around the city and at that point we were living in Evanston, so northwest Calgary, and it just took so fucking, it was like from that theater to our house, it was like a 50-minute drive. Like it's like almost an hour.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's basically driving to Red Deer. It's fucking stupid. Anyway, I am white knuckling again.
We've been here before.
No, we've been here before. Yeah. But this time I'm not alone. I have my wife and my sister in the truck, and I am white knuckling with them in the truck going, "Oh my God, I'm going to fucking die." And they're going, "Oh, just," they're like cheering me on, going like, "You can do this." And like, it's going to be fine.
That's a bizarre thing.
Fucking
you got this.
Oh,
you're not going to
shit your pants. You're going to be fine. You're going to make it home.
You're
like,
going
it's
to grow old and have lots of babies.
You're going to be fine. So oh my God, we're getting so close. We're rounding the bend. We're coming into the neighborhood. I pull into the neighborhood. We're on the other side of Evanston at this point. And I'm like, I'm trying not to speed because I'm like, I don't want to get fucking pulled over. I don't want to hit a pedestrian. I don't want to endanger the lives of other people just because I have to take a shit. And at a certain point,
you're a better man than I.
Maybe a little bit. At a certain point, we're rounding, and I'm about to turn the corner, or I'm about to go straight towards our house, and it gets so bad. I'm just like, I look at my wife. I'm like, you need to drive the truck the rest of the way home. I'm gonna walk and shit myself. I can't.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
You abandoned ship.
I jumped ship. I had to because I was just like, fuck it. Like, I'm literally, and my wife's like, yeah. She's like, it's one of those moments where I'm panicking, going, I'm about to shit myself. I do not want to shit myself in my truck.
Yeah.
I do not want you all to smell my shit. Like, please. I'm like trying to stop the truck. She's going, no, just keep going, And I'm going, no, you got to drive the fucking truck. And so I stop the truck. Just like park on a corner. I'm like, oh fuck, this is the worst. I'm like,
oh my God, this really is the worst.
This is the worst. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I can still hold it, but I need to like fucking walk it home. And like, I'm doing kind of want to like the power walk.
You're still married to this woman, yeah?
Thankfully. Yeah, we've been together 13 years as of next month. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm going to power walk this home. It's really fucking cold. I'm not wearing a coat. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just going to do this. I stop the truck. I open the door. I take one step out. I slip on ice. I immediately hit the fucking ground on my ass. Stomach evacuates as soon as I hit the ground. As I'm falling, I'm clamoring to try and grab onto something. I hit the ground so fucking hard. I like physically can't hold on anymore because I shocked myself by slipping. Second of all, I hit the ground so hard. My stomach literally just goes, and I'm like, oh!
And your wife's like, all right, I'll see you at home.
She's in the passenger seat losing her mind because she's just like, holy, like she's worried that I hit my head, that I fucking broke my leg, tailbone, whatever. And I'm just like, I shit. And my sister's in the back seat just going, oh my God, who the fuck am I related to? Like, it was just the word. So I get up, I'm like, I'm livid. I am livid at this point. So I'm all covered in poop. Damn it. I am fucking angry. So I stand up and I walk away. I stand up and I leave the door open, the truck running, them in the truck. I just walk away. I just start fucking like poopy pants walking like away. Ugh. She gets out, gets in the truck. She's like driving, but she's doing one of those like she rolled down the window. She's driving beside me and she's just like, okay, like get in the truck. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm going to walk home. I don't want shit in my truck. And she's like, just get in. Like, we got a towel. We'll put a towel in the seat. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like freezing.
I think yours is worse than mine.
No way.
I think yours is worse.
I don't know, man. The 100-year-old woman. Like,
yeah, but like
that woman's going to haunt you.
It was between like me, a 100-year-old woman, and God, you know, like that was it. Like you, like your wife saw it, your sister saw it. Like,
that's not the first time my wife's ever seen me shit though.
Yeah, fair. Nobody was around for me to see to do it that could talk about it like in a couple months, right? Like she's definitely dead. Maybe like like maybe that
she maybe told her husband if he was alive.
But I'm like yours is that's pretty close to home, man.
It was hard. Honestly, like,
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, I knew that was coming. I'm sorry. No, honestly, it's like at the time it was just it's one of those things where it's just like, when it happens, you're just like, this is the most, like when those things happen, you're like, this is the most embarrassing thing in the world. And like, I no longer want to be alive. And like, I don't want to, I'm never going to.
Do you ever just like wake up in a cold sweat thinking about it? About that time you just messy shat in front of your
Not
wife?
anymore.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
fuck
okay.
no. Like for the first 6 months dealing with like the PTSD of it, yeah, absolutely. Every night it was just like, oh my god, oh, am I shitting? Like, like, no, it's funny because no, like genuinely, at the time, the first one when I shit in the car, I vowed to I was like, I'm never going to tell anyone the story, and I even told my sister, I was like, you can't.
And now you're telling it.
I'm literally
in front
telling
of a camera.
Yeah, because it's just like. It's a funny story, and like it is
a
funny
story.
now. And
if you can't laugh at yourself,
yeah,
like shitting your pants and falling over, like
slipping on ice
it's
shitting my
it's
pants.
objectively super funny.
Dude, it's no, like when like telling that. Well, and it's funny because you're telling that story, and I was like thinking back to mine. I'm like, mine's not as funny as his, but no,
that's pretty good.
No, they're both. Shitting your pants
I just think. Yeah, grown adults shitting your pants because you know that you're morbidly embarrassed. Like there's no beating around the bush. You're disgusted with yourself.
Yeah, how do you like literally how do you come back from that? It doesn't.
How do we come back from poop talk in this episode?
Oh my god. Well, no, okay. Well, let's go from poop talk to band talk.
Same thing.
Same thing. No, I mean I'm having you on the show
to talk about poop.
Well, yeah, to talk about poop. No, just because I was actually really happy that we linked up because the last time I saw you was when you were in town touring with Brass, your band, and we didn't really have a chance to like sit and you and I haven't done this. Like we haven't sat and talked 15 years. Since 2006, yeah. So 16 years then.
16 years. Yeah.
Since because it wasn't very long after you graduated that you left. So we've talked like here and there online and stuff like that, but not extensively like this. Like this, but it's like
16 years and we're talking about poop.
Are you really that surprised?
No,
but you know what's beautiful about this though is like when I saw you in the winter when you were in Calgary, it felt like we said this to each other. It felt like no time had passed.
Yeah, it's great. Like
and even this, like it still feels like no time has passed, and you and I are still just shooting the shit, telling stories like we always would.
I fucking miss that town. Legitimately, I think as I get older, I realize how lucky I was to grow up in a small town.
Yeah,
like I know nobody watching or listening to this gives any fucks, but like
no, but I do, and that's all that matters.
I legit think I want to end up back in a small town. You know, I miss small towns. I want to go back to a small town.
I don't blame you, and you're 100% right on that.
Nobody gives a fuck. You're 100% right.
You're 100% right on that. Crossfield was dude. No, Crossfield was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah, and like my brother and my sister, we all moved there together, but the two of them left fucking like immediately. They were like, "We're out of here. I don't want to live in a small town. We're going to Calgary. We're going to the big city.
We're going to live with Daddy.
We're going to live with Daddy."
But you stuck around.
I stuck around. I liked Crossfield, man. I think any town with like that doesn't have a police force and where like the speed limit doesn't exceed 30 because the entire fucking town's a school zone. Like, yeah, that's awesome. That's a cool place to grow up.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's some fun.
We did some really dumb shit. And that's the beauty of a small town is like you can get away with a lot of really dumb shit.
So much dumb shit.
Not now, like I don't think it's as much nowadays. Like I think kids are pretty. I was talking to parents, friends of mine. You know how like when we were in high school, you know how like if you skip school or whatever, they would like call your house and like they would like call the phone and it would like if you could catch it, you could like fucking prevent your parents from or like your mom from hearing it and be like no, they won't.
No, that doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't because now there's fucking apps on parents' phones where like they can get their grades, they can get their
God.
It's stupid.
All the subterfuge of dude, high school is gone. Hey?
To date.
That
like
sucks.
it does suck. I have friends all my friends who have kids like in like or in like grade school, they know like up to date what their kids are doing.
Does it say a lot about me that when you said that just now, I realized I don't have friends with kids.
You don't?
I don't think I have any friends with kids.
At all?
At all. I think I can think of one person in my like circle of friends who has a kid.
Does that make you sad?
I don't know if it makes me sad or if it's just like so telling of like the different lifestyles, you know, because like most people we went to high school with have kids.
Yeah.
Or like several kids.
Oh yeah.
And like it's not like a bad thing. I'm like, oh man, like
no.
fucking breeders or whatever, but
fucking breeders.
It's as soon as you said that, I'm like, man, do I have any friends with No,
but
I guess I have like one or two friends with kids, but now that they have kids, or
you don't see them.
No, I don't see them. Yeah, they're acquaintances now.
Yeah, see, that's where you and I lead very different lifestyles. Because like, my friends that have kids, like I see them.
Yeah,
we'll go over to their house, like we'll do like barbecues, and we'll do like, and I'll play with their kids and like fucking, hang out and stuff. I'm not like. I was talking about this on like a different episode where Krista and I aren't going to have kids.
Yeah.
But I have my older brother just had a baby. So he has a son now. So that's cool. Like I'm going to be able to watch Archer grow up, which is dope.
Archer.
His name's Archer Robert Constable. So it's Ark.
That is just sick.
It's so sick. And then
what's Archer's nickname in the show? His nickname his mom gives him. It's like Duchess or whatever.
Oh yeah. I'll call him Duchess. There you go. And then I have closer to me. I have my goddaughter, who is like one of my best friends' daughter. She's like a single mom, and I'm the godfather.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah, it's dope. So I'll get to watch her grow up as well. I mean, I get to watch all the kids grow up and kind of not be a parent, but like just like by proxy watch, kids grow up.
Yeah, I for so long was like, I'm not having kids. I don't want that life. And now I'm like, fuck, I just want a house and some kids. And
actually?
Family. Yeah, because I just fucking hate. Like, I don't know. I find myself so done with like city life and with people in general that I'm like, I kind of just want my own little family and my own little tribe, and I want to spend time with them. And I'm a grump, man. I fucking hate people.
It's because people suck.
Yeah, I mean, so do I though, right? I fall under that bracket. I fucking suck too. So
yeah, we all in some ways we all suck for sure.
Like I have a niece. Brandon has a kid, eh?
Yeah.
I've met her twice.
That's it?
Yeah, she's like, you've probably met her more times. No.
No, I haven't. Well, that's the thing. I haven't seen Brandon in.
Yeah, I've met her, like, and it's not because I don't want to see her. I'm just fucking atrocious at family.
I am too. I'm Yeah, I know what you mean about being atrocious.
I'm just bad at it, man. I wish.
But that's the thing. You live here, and it's like all of your family lives in Alberta.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that or like very close to the border, but.
Well, because your dad and Betty are in
Creston.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, and you're right. So it's just like you're here. So it's like in order to see people, it's either you go to them, or you don't see them.
Crossing the Rockies isn't like a small journey, but
no, but like I'm in the same boat where like I don't like not a lot of my family comes down to see me, and I'm like I see my dad because he still lives in Crossfield, but like other than that, like I don't see a lot.
Where are you living now?
Airdrie.
Oh, you live in Airdrie?
Yeah, we moved to Airdrie.
Sick.
Yeah, it's dope. You'll have to. I mean, would you ever come back to Alberta?
It's funny you say this because I recently went back. The only time I'm in Calgary ever now is just to play shows, right? It's just from like in one of my bands playing a show. That's the only time I'm ever there.
Right.
Which is fucked up. Like I don't remember the last time I was home to visit family and it wasn't coinciding with a tour or something.
Of course.
But this last time I was back and I just like kept catching myself just kind of going like, huh. It's these little things. It's like the opposite of like death by 1,000 cuts. It's like I'm like getting convinced by 1,000 little details, like parking.
Yeah.
We were stayed at a friend's house and I came out the front door and I was like, where'd we park the band van? Like, because usually when you park the van wherever it's available, and it was like smack dab in front of the door of his apartment building. And I looked up the street and realized the entire fucking street was empty. And like coming from somebody who lives in Vancouver, like parking, like you'd kill a man, you know?
100%.
I've killed men for parking.
I've killed men for less.
It's just tons of shit like that keep adding up, and I'm like, I don't know why Calgary gets such a bad rap. Like, it's a dope city.
Calgary, well, yeah, Calgary's incredible, but right now it's kind of it's weird because it feels like the crime rate's going up due to like inflation and people not having money and no jobs and like shit like that. But it's like it's not really necessarily. It's just like feels like we're hearing about it a lot more.
Yeah.
And with anything like, you know, when it feels like there's been a lot more shootings lately, which is kind of weird.
Really, I guess Calgary was always kind of bad for gang violence, but
yeah, but that's the thing. It like ebbs and flows because like I feel like we've gone through a pretty like tame period, and it just seems like it's kind of spiking. I don't know. I agree with you. I think for me, Calgary area will always be home base. Yeah. No matter where I go.
Also, when you start fucking realizing what like people are spending, like I'm not gonna get into too many like dollar values or whatever, but
of course not.
When I see people I know in Calgary, what they pay, you know, equivalent or less than what I pay and what they get for it.
Yeah.
You know, like Vancouver's housing is fucking criminal.
I won't even tell. Yeah, like I won't even.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know because it'll just upset me. But like,
no, yeah.
There's a bunch of little instances like that where it just kept being like, "You pay what?" And like, you know, it's just these little things. There's all these little details that keep stacking up and then when I finally came home from that tour and Heather was like, "How's tour?" And I'm like, "Pretty good. Like, you want to move to Calgary?" Like, I love Vancouver, but I also fucking hate Vancouver.
Buddy, dude, if you moved to Calgary, I'd be so fucking happy.
Well, I'm glad you'd be happy. I think my girlfriend would be pissed.
Well, I was just gonna ask, like, if Heather would be. Is she from here?
She's from Kelowna.
Oh shit. Okay.
Where Calgary goes to spend summer vacation.
Yeah. So she's like, oh, fucking Calgary people, fuck that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but fucking Kelowna people too, you know.
The boaters. No, I mean. Yeah, that's man, it'd be tough. Like I know my cousin and his wife, she was born and raised like inland BC, like around here. So winters for her were like winters out here, right? Like not a lot of snow, a lot of rain, you know, cold, whatever. That's what she spent her entire life, you know, growing up with.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you know what, we're gonna move to Lethbridge.
Oh, Lethbridge.
So, well, just outside of Lethbridge, actually.
I love that the locals in Lethbridge refer to things as LA.
LA.
Like Lethbridge, Alberta. You know, it's like LA liquor store.
You want to go to LA?
LA corner store. Like, it's fucking LA.
Do you go to LA college? So, I remember he told me that he's like, yeah, we're moving to Alberta. I'm like, oh shit, that's cool. Where? I'm like, I'm stoked. You'll be a lot closer. And he's like, yeah, we're moving to just outside of Lethbridge. And I'm like, that sucks.
I'm never going to see you.
I was like, yeah. I was like, I'll come see you sometimes. And then and then we were kind of talking or whatever. And then I kind of stopped and I said, what's Amanda think about that? And he's just like, ooh, she's excited about it. And I said, well, I don't know. Maybe after her first winter, we'll see what she thinks. Yeah. And it was like one of the worst winters.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. It was, and you know, like obviously you know how windy it gets in Lethbridge. Fucking stupid.
LA, the windy city.
Yeah, it's stupid. So I just remember, I think I talked to her shortly after, like closer to the end of winter. She was just like, oh my God. She was like, I had braced for bad. She was like, I wasn't expecting it to be like this bad because she had never seen winter like that in her life.
Wasn't it like?
So I'm interested to see what like Heather would.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fucking was Edmonton? Was it? It was like 4 or 5 years ago when NASA was saying that Edmonton was colder than the surface of the moon.
Oh yeah.
And like at that one winter, they're like, oh yeah, temperatures are lower in Edmonton than the surface of the moon.
Oh yeah, that happens. That happens.
Like, yeah, that's the province I live in.
That was. Edmonton hit pretty close to that last year too. Like this last winter. It's weird. We usually hit our cold snap in like January, February. December was fucking bad, and it was like 5 weeks of just like minus 35.
See, part of me kind of like, I'm not gonna say digs that, but like,
no, but you miss it.
I legit miss it. I think I do. I think, and also when you're in Vancouver, you get the like 7 months of rain, 7 months of gray.
It's dreary.
Rain. Yeah, it's what do they call that? Seasonal depression disorder or whatever. But it's like it's a very real thing, right? In Vancouver, here we are talking about the weather. Vancouver, you just fucking get depressed because the sun goes away. It doesn't come out for months and months and months. And Calgary's like the sunniest city in the country, I think.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, it's minus 35, but at least it's fucking sunny.
And you get a sunburn from the snow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been sunburned in the winter. It's
Snowburned?
wild. It's yeah, Snowburned. Who sings Snowburned?
Is that
Black Sabbath? And then didn't System of a Down cover it?
I have no idea. I'm not.
That's
cool.
such a.
I was gonna say that sounds like
Snowblind. That's the song.
I was gonna say Snowburn sounds like an Alexis on Fire song or something.
Did you listen to the new Alexis on Fire?
Yeah.
This is a song about being Canadian, and we're Canadian. We live in
I
Ontario.
fucking love that band.
They're amazing.
Don't get me wrong. They're one of my favorite bands ever.
Same. The only band ever.
The only band ever, in fact. I did listen to the new record, and yes, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it is. The first time the first run through, I was kind of like, okay, I get what they're doing. And I was like, I get it. And then I listened to it like 2 or 3 more times. And by the time I got to like the third listen through, I was like, okay, this fucking
Did you hear
raw.
the singles they put out before that?
Oh, I've listened to everything.
Because there was that, you heard Familiar Drugs?
See, I feel like Familiar Drugs is the best thing they've done in literal 10 years.
It's the best thing they've put out. It's their fucking hardest song. It goes...
You think that's their magnum opus?
Dude, I think Familiar Drugs might be the best Alexis on Fire song.
I'm going to agree with you.
No, well, maybe not the best.
No, I'm going to agree with you.
But, like, it's better than the whole record that came out after it. That the whole full length they just put out, Otherness or whatever.
Yeah.
Familiar Drugs is better than that whole record.
That's so funny. That's literally what I said to somebody else.
Yeah.
Because he was like, what do you think of the new album? I was like, I liked Familiar Drugs better than this entire album. I'm like, the album's great.
The album's great. It's
but
really
Familiar
good.
Drugs is amazing.
Complicit was like okay, and there was
Because that was the other song that
there
had
was
like
3.
the green.
There was
okay,
like Familiar Drugs, Complicit, and You're the Flood, I think, or something like that.
Right. They put them out. Okay. That was right before the pandemic hit because
Yeah.
I saw them in January.
Yeah.
Did you go to that tour too?
No, I've seen them so many times, and like maybe 5 or 6 times, and I've never seen them post like 2006.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was gonna ask you if you, because I've seen them 11 times.
Holy fuck!
I've seen them so many fucking times. They are, I think, hands down, they're the band I've seen the most out of, because at a certain point, every single time they were coming to Calgary,
Yeah,
I was there.
I would say like bands I've seen the most. I wouldn't be able to account like local bands or like Vancouver, like bands in my scene, because like we play shows with the same bands all the fucking time, so it's like
No, you wouldn't count bands like that.
I'd have to just I was gonna say, actually, I think one of the bands I've seen the most, and I don't like this band anymore because the last time I saw them, the way they carried themselves on stage, but Protest the Hero.
You don't like the way they carry themselves on stage?
No, not I used to love that band. I used to like be like all about them. In fact, you remember that one time their I think it was their drummer had the staring contest with you at the merch table, remember? And you guys both like
Yeah.
and you both were just crying because you didn't want to give up. No, I went and saw them a couple of years ago. They played at the Rickshaw in Vancouver here.
Okay.
And I guess when you're a kid, you sort of, you're like, yeah, this band is cool, blah, blah, blah. And you don't realize that they're being fucking like just loser chads or whatever. And these guys, the whole time they were making fun of like homeless folk in the downtown east side, like that. Like they were playing at the Rickshaw, which is in the downtown east side. Like it's at like Main and Hastings, and like that's a neighborhood. That's people live there. That's a community, and it doesn't optically. It's not the best for people who aren't used to it, but like
no, I've driven through that area.
They're fucking people though. I used to work down there. Like, anyways, blah blah blah. He was just up there and he was like, let's play a game called Hipster or Homeless Person. And he was just sort of taking the piss out
like
of
roadie?
The lead singer. Yeah, just sort of taking the piss out of homeless people the whole time.
But I feel like I feel like that's been Rhodey's shtick the whole time.
Well, I guess he's just always been an asshole, and I never clued into it. But like, I remember watching it because this was the 10-year anniversary of Fortress.
Oh,
Which is, in my opinion, their best record. It's awesome, and I love that record, and I love all the fucking weird voices he does, and I love the lyrical content. The whole thing's about like a matriarchy. It's all about like powerful, female
it's
figures.
An amazing
super cool record, and they're like, oh, it's 10-year anniversary of Fortress. I'm definitely going to go see it. And he spent the whole time talking shit about the Vancouver Canucks and making fun of homeless people. And
which is funny because like I had a very small interaction with him on like Instagram or something where I was chirping him because he's a Leafs fan.
Yeah.
And like I was chirping him about, I'm like, Leafs are going to lose in the first round. And he was like, yeah, fucking right, buddy. Like, good luck with your Oilers. And I was like, okay. And then we saw what happened.
Yeah.
But it's just like, he's definitely, because like I know exactly what you're talking about when it comes to Rhodey. And like I've always really like I've seen protest a few times live as well. So when it comes to like Rhodey's on stage, I feel like because how long ago was that? I feel like he's toned down quite a lot.
This was a couple of years ago. This was pre-pandemic.
So I think it might have been before he had his kid, because like since he's had his like son and stuff, like I feel like he's really matured a lot. But I mean I know what you're saying, and like I know exactly how. I've
seen a couple bands, I think, as like somebody who has spent a lot of time playing music in the downtown east side, and like I used to work in the downtown east side, and I've just spent a lot of time down there. And again, it's like this is a neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's not
I'm not defending him, but
no, but I think you notice touring bands come through and they sort of think it's okay. They think it. You know who else did it, which was really fucking weird, was I went and saw Old Crow Medicine Show.
Okay.
Like Wagon Wheel. They played, and they did the same thing. And the entire fucking set, they were like poking fun at homeless people and sort of punching down at like marginalized folks in the downtown east side as like a stage banter. You know how it's like you pander to a crowd's like, it's Calgary and it's the Stampede, and you pick a city, and like people come to Vancouver and they think pandering means like talking shit about homeless people, and it's just such a bad look. And I've seen a couple bands do it.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's super sucks.
And you know what? It's a bad, like homelessness is a bad problem in every city, but it's really bad. Like I know it's really bad here because of the fucking cost of living here.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole conversation. Like,
no, it is, but
the real, well, not the real reason, but like, up the highway up by Coquitlam, there used to be a like a mental hospital, and there was a bunch of like diagnosed very mentally ill people there who, at some point, the government just went, we don't want to pay for this anymore. We're shutting this facility down. And so they shut it down and opened up the doors, and they all got fucking let out onto the street. That's where that mob on the downtown east side started. That's where that perfect storm kind of like happened, and it was just like a bunch of like legitimately at risk, mentally ill people who needed support and needed help and didn't get it. And then the facility shut down, and they were all just shuffled out into the fucking street. And it's just sort of, that's where that came from. People are like, oh, it's crazy that it's this homeless problem. It's like, it didn't come from nowhere. It wasn't like, it was just like, it's not fucking bees to honey.
That's really sad.
It's super sad. There was a bunch of people who needed help and didn't get it, and the government turned their back and turned them onto the street.
That's pathetic.
But like that's where that neighborhood comes from. People always like to talk about how like, oh, they made their choices, but like, no,
it's so funny you say that, because I was literally having this conversation with another person earlier who lives in Vancouver, and we were talking about we were talking about the safe injection sites and how it's like they're kind of like the safe injections. I completely agree with them because they're definitely needed.
Yeah.
But they're almost virtue signaling, because it's like, yeah, we'll absolutely provide you with the safe injection sites, but then it's like nothing else is done around that to actually get to the root of the problem, in terms of like the drug addiction, to like try to, give support in order to like, okay, if you're coming to the safe injection site, well, let's maybe try to help you get off
I mean, that whole universe is a lot more nuanced than like get them sober and get them help. Like,
of course,
like we're talking about people who have like aged out of foster care, talking about people who got like medical programs were
an entire
defunded.
mentally, like a mental hospital.
And I mean that was years ago, but that caused the environment that the rest of it exists in, right? But like.
But it's fucked up that the government's just like, we don't want to pay for that anymore.
Totally. But you think about any other, and like, fuck, whatever, this is the way this conversation is going. You think about any other instance ever, where that amount of people are dying from the same cause, it's a national emergency. It is like, sound the alarm, emergency. Like, if thousands of people are like, if any other reason in the world thousands of people were dying for the same cause, stop the press, screech the brakes, we have a national emergency.
We got to figure this the fuck out.
But because it's drug users,
they're criminalized.
Who fucking cares, right?
Exactly.
And I think that's
they're pariahs, and because that's what they're pariahs, because that's how they've been painted by the media, the government. They're criminalized because they're doing something that the government has basically said, well, you can go to jail for doing that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's not the solution here.
We always refer, like, because I used to work for an organization called the Portland Hotel Society, which is like, it's like which my position was referred to as a mental health worker, which is so funny because that wasn't my job. My job was a security guard and a nurse and a janitor and like all these little things. Whatever.
And you did that here?
Yeah, in the downtown east side for a couple of years.
Okay.
Which is like a pretty nuts job.
Well, I understand why you're like so passionate about this now.
Well, it's
because you spent time with these people.
Yeah, well, because they're fucking people.
Exactly.
Like, like if they're human beings who just have their own story, and it's really fucked up that they become so like dehumanized by everybody else. It's like this is gonna sound like, I remember like a couple months ago I was like drinking with my buds and got super hammered, and the next day we were just you know that haggard level of hangover where you're like I'm not gonna shower, I'm not gonna like put on clothes, and I was like,
I'm gonna lie in a puddle.
Oh, I just like my like hair was all messed up and my beard was like back combed, and I was wearing like sweatpants and a dirty shirt or whatever. And I live like, my apartment is like a 5-minute walk from the center of what we're talking about. Like, my apartment is like a 5-minute walk from Main and Hastings.
Got you.
And so I like wandered around in that sort of.
And you're going to get coffee, or?
Yeah, I think I was going to get like, and you become invisible. It's so fucking bizarre. You become immediately invisible. People are so quick to just be like, that guy, he looks kind of disheveled and drunk, or he's stumbling or whatever it is, and it's like, you don't exist. You're gone. Like, it's one of the reasons I'm struggling with living in Vancouver is how like just insanely desensitized people are to like human suffering, and you talk about like crime rate in Calgary, like that's bad, that's like you're right, but like, man, the thing about Vancouver I'm finding is the like, just like everybody is so used to it that it doesn't seem to bother anybody anymore, doesn't seem to like,
they're numb to it.
Yeah, and being numb to like gross displays of human suffering is fucked up.
That is fucked up.
Right? Like as a city, and as like even just like a group of people, like I don't know how many times I walk past people asking for money, asking for this, for that, and like it doesn't even fucking register. And again, like I'm not holier than thou. I'm not any like better, but just like it's crazy that like a city sort of fosters the attitude of indifference.
It is wild to me that like there's not more done about it, because it's like the city, the shit, really the city should be held accountable to be developing programs to try to help this, but like it doesn't feel like they.
It's just so much more nuanced than that, and it's
Of course.
and it's like you can't. We always like, even while we worked at the PHS, like we knew that what we were doing, it's not a solution. It's a fucking Band-Aid on an amputated arm, right? Like it's just. Yeah. But the reality is like you refer to a Band-Aid, and it's not like you have to value the quality of life for everybody. And it's like, if my entire job at that place, or like the entire reason that institution exists, is to just make life more comfortable for people who don't have it very good, that's fine. If that, like, there doesn't need to be more of an end game than that. Yep. If the end game is just make life not terrible on a day-to-day, you know.
Yep. Now that we both rocked a piss here, we talked about a lot of, downer shit.
We'll just axe all that. Just fucking axe it.
No, it's cool. We'll keep it.
No, you shouldn't.
We're gonna keep it. So with Brass, because you're okay. How many fucking bands are you in now?
2 at the moment.
You're in 2 at the moment, but you've done. What was the other one you did? Black and Tan. Wasn't what was that?
Black and McDonald.
Black and McDonald. That's
Black
what it
and
was.
McDonald. Yeah.
What was that?
It was like a 3-piece rock and roll band. It was like straight up just sort of fun bopping
Little
rock and roll.
plasticine heads or whatever the fuck that
was.
Like paper mache heads.
Yeah, yeah. It's really funny you bring that up. I was over at Tristan, guitar player in Brass, who also plays guitar, or used to in
Black and McDonald.
That band, we haven't done anything in so long.
No.
We haven't done anything post-pandemic. I was over at his house like 2 days ago, just hanging out, and he's got those fucking paper mache heads like on his deck, but they've all been like warped by the rain. Oh. So they're just these like weird, sad, droopy faces.
How you doing, Devon?
That's
that is fucking hilarious.
A good little metaphor for our musical career.
So with Brass, and what's the other one again?
Fearbirds.
Fearburger.
Fear birds. Did you say burger? Fearburger. Welcome to Fearburger, home of the Fearburger. Can I take your order?
What's going on, guys? We're called Fearburger. This song is called "Suck My Fries."
Piss. Yeah, Brass and Fearburger.
Fearburger. Oh, I'm starting a competing band called Fearburger. It's we'll do the Fearbirds Fearburger.
Why do you guys call it Fearburger? Eat it. Find out.
It's made with bird
feathers
and all. Because I saw Brass play in Calgary. The energy you guys have is fucking wild.
Yeah, that's our shtick. That's our shtick.
I love how I'm like, yeah, you guys are like, the energy you have is wild, and you're just like,
energy through the roof.
We're real energetic. We bring the energy.
That's our MO. Put on a fucking psychotic show.
It's a fucking, oh my god, it's. Did you ever see the Chariot play live?
The Chariot.
Yeah.
No.
Are you familiar with the Chariot?
I don't know if I'm familiar with the Chariot.
Chariot's probably they probably would hold like the Guinness if there was a thing for it, for like craziest live performance.
For real?
Oh, dude, their performance, yeah, like they're.
What kind of music was it?
Like it's very like. Oh, that's not a good song.
Is it like pop punk? Is it?
No, it's just like.
Oh yeah, I like that one part where he says, "Wah." Okay. You think the craziest live show you've ever seen is the Chariot? It's got some like some Blood Brothers to it there. Hello. What's up?
Oh, I fucking danced my way through that show.
Yeah, you did. That's tight.
I mean, obviously we've seen lots of bands break up and all that shit throughout the years. That was one band breaking up that was really.
Oh, they're not around anymore.
No, they broke up in 2013.
Oh, right. You said that.
I did say that.
You pointed that out.
I remember
Mr.
now. McDonald. Yeah, they put on probably the craziest show I ever saw live, but I wanted to say you guys came a close second.
Well, thank you. That's
Like,
very nice.
That being said, I never saw Every Time I Die live, even once, and then that whole debacle fucking happened.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not an every time I jock sniffer. I know there's a lot of fucking people who just think that band is the best.
They're good, but I mean, like, they weren't the end all be all.
That band blows my mind that they like got this following, this huge sort of cult following for doing like nothing different than any other fucking band of that genre at that time. Like, Every Time I Die is not any better than any other fucking screamo band from 2000. And like, that's a crazy thing too. That band is like the only band to last that long doing that. You know what I mean? Like we were the target audience in fucking 2004.
Yeah,
And they were still up until recently putting out music.
yeah. And their most recent album was their best album
Was
ever.
it?
Oh, dude.
Oh, see, I'm talking shit without even knowing.
No, that's totally fair. No, like
I'm talking shit without knowing. That's fair.
these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers. No,
I do sound like that.
no, like truly I loved them as a band, and they truly did get better and better as they went. Like both like with Keith's lyrics and like the musicianship, it always did actually like fucking get
It bops.
oh buddy, it got like it did. Every album was just like, every time they put out an album, it was like, holy fuck, like they're really going for it.
I guess I can't really talk. Like, there's lots of bands from that are like our generation, that genre that I like.
Yeah.
Like Thrice. I held on to Thrice for so long, dude. I think that band just kept getting better and better. And
Did they break up?
they did like a farewell tour that I went and watched. I went and saw them play in Seattle because I thought it'd be the last time. And of course, they've put out like 3 albums since then.
Yeah, see, I went to Alexis on Fire's farewell tour,
Yeah,
and they've
yeah.
put out one since, but they've toured a whole shitload.
Yeah, all the power to them.
Oh no, it's good. I'm happy, but that's the thing. I went to Under Oath's fucking good farewell tour, and then they've put out 2 albums since.
Under
But their newest albums are pretty good too. Some of it.
Are they?
Yeah, they're not bad.
Are they still like
No,
outspoken Christians?
no, they're
Okay,
not.
yeah.
And annoyingly, not this most recent one, the one before that, it was like news that they were putting out a song where they said "fuck" in it. They're like, Under Oath has made a song.
I recall seeing the fucking headlines being like, Under Oath said fuck. And
Yes.
you're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, I know. It was so annoying. It was just like, are you fucking kidding me? How is this news? It was just like, let him be. And did you fart?
No, but I did hear that.
Yeah, I heard that
I
too.
think that
What the
was
fuck was?
hallway sounds.
Oh, okay. I can't wait for the edit when I zoom in on your face. Yeah, no, that was a whole thing where, yeah, it like made headlines that they were like, oh my God, they wrote a song where they said fuck.
Hey, they don't say oh my God.
Right. Oh my dog.
We don't take the fucking Lord's name in vain.
How dare you? Oh my dog. And yeah, they said fuck, and it's just like, oh, like, get over yourselves. But like being like an album away from that now, it's just kind of like, yeah, they're still making pretty decent music for the most part.
I think, and God, that makes me sound like such a fucking grumpy old man, but like the standard is getting lower and lower for like good rock and roll. That like even now that we hear like bands we used to like putting out like semi-decent records, you're like, see, it's still there. We still got rock and roll.
No, but I agree with you. But would you say that about like otherness? Like, would you say that about Alexis on Fire's new album?
No, I think Alex on Fire is like the sort of the exception to the rule in that like they just kept putting out good music.
See, and are you familiar with like Dance Gavin Dance?
No, but God, I hate that name.
Really?
I've never heard that band, but I'm going to tell you right now, just from total, absolute shallow face value, Dance Gavin Dance can get fucked. All right, blow it out your fucking gob, Dance Gavin Dance. Tell me
in general.
Tell me they're your friends.
They're not.
Okay.
I don't
fucking
know.
Clown,
I don't
clown
know any
ass
of
name is that.
Tell me they're your friends.
Tell me
no,
they're
I
your
don't
friends
know
so I can revel in making fun of them.
No, they're from Sacramento. Like
well, see,
they're-
that's your first problem right there.
no, they're. Do you know Johnny Craig? Like, you familiar for like with the name Johnny Craig, dude? Like, that's the thing. Dance Gavin Dance is a band like from our era that is still making music. Like, they have a new album coming out at the end of this month.
Everything is cyclical, right? And all these things we used to listen to are coming back.
Yeah.
Pop punk is coming back. Like,
But these guys got a new lead singer like 7 years ago, and like they've been on this like upward trajectory, and then he just got canceled for
oh god, the most
SA.
predictable storyline in pop punk ever.
Yeah, but well, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, but like it's kind of in this weird thing, like where we don't actually know if the girl who accused him of it is like actually legit because she's done it to a bunch of other like prominent like band. I don't know. It's I'm not getting into it because like I have no horse in that race. All I know is that they're in a weird spot right now, but they've been going for like 20 plus years at this point, and they have their trajectory has gone up too. So like I feel like, I don't know if it's just you being cynical.
Oh, I am such a grumpy asshole about
okay.
everything. Yeah, like,
So you're going, okay,
give me something and I'll just be grumpy about it. Just kidding.
the Flames. No, so so you're because you were posting about you going to Mars Volta.
Yeah, they're playing on my birthday.
Say it in the mic.
They're playing on my birthday. I have adored that band ever since.
We both have.
Yeah.
We both. Mars Volta was one of the things we listened to a lot back in high school. Have you listened to their new song?
Yes, both of them.
I haven't listened to them yet.
Oh my!
So
Are you serious?
I haven't. What? So because this is the first music they've released in like what?
Since Nocturnicate, which was like early 2000 teens. So
Yeah,
probably
it was-
like a decade removed at this point.
Yeah, it was like 2008, wasn't it?
Something like that. Yeah.
Or 2000 whatever it was. Long time ago. So
Yes.
how are the new songs?
So fucking good.
Really?
It's just Mars Volta. It just sounds
Really?
like, you know like how you can like even like just like a synth tone or an organ tone or like just like a cluster of notes. And you're
Did
like,
you
yeah,
ever see them
it's fun.
live?
Never. And I never thought I was going to because they like broke up or whatever or went on hiatus. And so I was like, yeah, cool. My favorite,
yourself.
like my favorite band of all time. I'm never going to see them live because whatever. I just subscribed to that idea. Like, that's fine. I'll never see them. Like, you
So
know,
that's a nice surprise.
and then it's like they're back together. They're putting out new music. They're touring, and they're coming to Seattle on your birthday. So I'm actually playing a show with my other band, Fearbirds, on the 13th of October. Fear Burger, and then going to see.
Sorry, what date?
The 13th of October.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
going to see Mars Volta on the 14th of October, and then coming back to Vancouver to play another show on the 15th.
That's so exciting.
So I did a sandwich 2 of my own shows.
That's amazing.
I'm so fucking pumped to see the Mars Volta, man.
I saw them once.
Was that the System of a Down?
No, I saw them at the headlining Mac Hall show in Calgary.
What album cycle were they on?
It would have been before Nocturnicate. But I don't know why you wouldn't have been at that show.
The only time I ever had a chance to see them, and this is like the biggest musical regret I ever have, was Nathan Link and Justin Pohl and those guys.
Yeah.
They all had tickets to see the Mars Volta play with the System of a Down during the Francis the Mute cycle. So this was like
early.
Yeah, just after Francis the Mute came out, and like they were all still heavily into drugs and shit, and like, you know, before they got clean.
And had you listened to Mars Volta at that point?
Yeah.
Oh, you were?
And I passed it up because of like some other shit I was doing that night. Something was going on. Something I to this day can't remember, which, you know,
it doesn't matter.
Fairly indicative of how important it was.
What a choice.
But like, yeah, I could have seen like early Volta playing.
I think I saw them. I think the tour cycle I saw them was the album after Francis the Mute.
Amputexture?
Yes, that was the tour cycle I saw them on, and there was no. I'll never forget this show. There was not many people in the crowd too. Like, it was not. I remember standing very close to the front of the stage, and I remember there not being a shit ton. Like, it was not sold out at all.
It was bizarre.
It was bizarre. It was like, it was really bizarre. And there was no headline, or there was no opener. It was literally just Mars Volta.
Really?
It was weird.
That was at Mac Hall?
It was at Mac Hall. They were the only band on the bill, so they were traveling alone, which was the weirdest part. They came out, and from what I remember, they came out, they started playing, and they did not stop for like 2 hours. That was it.
See, that's just...
They didn't address the crowd. They didn't fucking...
So sick.
Nothing.
I love that.
There was not a single time where an instrument was not ringing. It was like something was always happening.
That's kind of the Mars Volta I've always wanted to see.
Yeah,
So, like,
it was like it was a 2 hour long jam session.
Yeah.
And then they like, when they finished, they just like got up, they left, lights came on, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Fucking A, it is.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's so sick.
So I really hope when you see them in October, that's what it's like. I really hope that's your experience.
Knowing them when they play this tour, they're probably just gonna fucking play all their new shit. You know, people will be like, "Play the hits," and they're not that band. Like,
No,
they'll
that's
play.
true.
They'll play their new shit. They'll play.
Well, that was He Is Legend the first time I saw them.
Yeah, they'll play their new album, and they'll probably play like songs from their most recent album. But they're not a band to, cater.
They might play something out of like Coma. Or fucking D-Louse. Sorry.
Deloused. Yeah, I mean, I can think of two probably from that album they should play. Whatever. I'm so glad I get to see that band. I'm so friggin' pumped. I'm gonna take the train up from Vancouver to Seattle, and
Can you do that?
oh yeah, they do the like 1 day train trips. It's a cheap ass train ride. The best part about that is you don't have to fuck with customs.
Really?
You just get on the train, and then like when you cross the border, some fucking schmuck's like, "Do you got your card filled out?" And we're like, "Yeah, here it is." He's like, "Cool, see you on the bar car." And
Really?
Yeah, dude. Taking the train to the States is the best way to do it.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Where do you take it from?
Like literally a couple blocks from my house. There's this. It's terminal train station. It's like a.
I'll have to check that out because like the next time I come to, because I feel like I'm going to be coming back here a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, next time I come back, I might have to look into that because I've wanted. How long is the trip?
Oh, like I said, the best part about it is that like the train has like a bar on it, right? There's the bar car on the train, so you just like it's like a couple hours at the very most. But but the
Wild.
train gets off at downtown Seattle. So if you want to go for like an MLB game,
Oh
or
yeah,
an NFL game,
oh, I didn't even think about that.
it's super cheap to go down to Seattle. And
So are you? Oh, I guess yeah. So you're going out. Okay, so you're taking the train, playing a show,
coming back,
going to.
spending the night, and then coming back the next day.
Are you not staying 2 nights? Because you're
Just one night. Yeah.
Oh, so you're coming back after Mars Volta.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm stoked. I
genuinely, I didn't know that was a thing. So I'm gonna have
taking the train down.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to look. I'll look into that. For
Last
the next
time I did it was to see Thrice.
No, there you go.
Enough, yeah.
No, I'm genuinely excited you get to see Mars Volta. I didn't know you didn't. I couldn't remember if you'd ever seen them before, but that's when you were posting that you had like an extra ticket and shit. I was like, ooh, I was tempted.
Yeah,
fuck.
You do not want to know what I paid for that ticket. I didn't.
Nope, I don't. I was kind of tempted to go with you because I'm like, I kind of want to see them again.
I did the
but
thing
like,
where you don't realize that the dollar amount you're looking at is an American. And I was like, oh yeah, $180. I could swing that.
ouch,
$260
per ticket.
per ticket, Canadian.
Oh, that's that for me right now. Like I bought right before the pandemic, I bought Rage Against the Machine tickets.
Nice.
And I still have them. 3 years later.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because like they've postponed it 3 times, and they're
Hopefully you don't watch him sitting down.
well, yeah, because he hurt himself in the 3rd show.
Yeah, I would be ticked if I went to go see Rage Against the
You got to eat the mic.
I'd be I would be ticked if I went to go see Rage Against the Machine and fucking Zach was sitting down.
Okay, but would you be like? It's the same thing as Dave Grohl. Like when Dave Grohl broke his leg, and they built that fucking like Game of Thrones like guitar throne. Like, would you be pissed if you saw that tour?
Let me preface this by saying I wouldn't be going to see Dave Grohl play shit.
Oh, you don't like Dave Grohl?
Well, it's just we're talking like Foo Fighters guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that band blows, dude.
Whoa.
David Grohl. I mean,
David Albert Grohl.
fucking. I'm sorry. Just because Buddy's dead doesn't mean that's off limits. Like that band is boring as balls.
Okay.
That's a boring rock band. Do you like the Foo Fighters?
No, I like Dave Grohl.
Okay. Well,
I don't like. I've never been like a. I've never. Okay, this is an interesting question.
you can't talk shit about the Foo Fighters. That's the Foo Fighters.
No, but like honestly, it's like no, I could give a fuck about the Foo Fighters to be honest. But Dave Grohl as a person,
No,
and
he's totally sick.
as an ambassador
Of
for
rock and
music.
roll.
Yeah.
He's sick. He's
Okay,
sick.
cool.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to clarify. Yeah, no, Foo Fighters music is like not my favorite. I know for a fact, based on what I've heard from other people, they put on a hell of a fucking rock show though. So
Word. I'm sure they do.
I kind of wish I don't regret it, but I've had a couple opportunities to potentially go see them live, and I kind of wish I had. It's not a big regret.
It's like a
It's like a medium regret.
yeah, mild regret.
It's a little. It's not caliente. It's mild
A little
regret.
mild.
Well, buddy, I think we should wrap it up because I've taken up a bunch of your time and fucking.
Oh, I lost track of time. I'm just having so much fun.
Well, we've been going for almost 2 hours.
Have we really?
We're about an hour.
Have
40.
we even said anything?
No.
Holy hey!
We've literally no. Okay.
2 hours of talking. We haven't said shit.
I will be straight up honest with you though. This is one of my favorite episodes. I mean, I probably say that to all my guests. Like, you're my favorite episode.
Oh yeah.
You were my first, but I'm a virgin. But no, truly, the poop talk was fucking unbelievable. I'm so happy we told those stories because now I know you a little better. Although we know each other quite well.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I gotta
You
come-
walked in on me jerking off.
Holy fuck! I wasn't gonna bring up that story.
I knew you weren't.
I like legit on the way here was thinking about like, what are you gonna talk about? Like, you could mention that one time you snuck in his window and caught him jerking off. Like, but you said it, so
Oh, I don't get, dude. It doesn't fucking matter at
That's
this point.
sick.
It's I every so often that pops into my head while I'm doing it, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
I'm just totally.
That was the like, because I used to sneak out of my house. I used to sneak out
Did
of
you
my.
sneak in the window?
Well, that's the thing. I would come in. So you had that like small, like, those like basement
Yeah,
windows
yeah.
that would fold out. There was one of those, and I like would sneak out of my house.
Well, they slid. They didn't fold out
or whatever. Oh yeah, yeah,
slid.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
And
yeah.
I would sneak out of my house to go hang out with you in the middle of the night, and so
Yeah.
it was like a school night, and I like snuck out my
It
bedroom
wasn't
window.
even. It was probably like 10:30. Yeah, I was in my. I was in my
you
office.
were in your office, your den or whatever.
Oh,
Right,
God.
which was just right across the hall from your bedroom. And I remember it. I just like slid that door open and poked my head in and was like, "Whoa, okay, not supposed to be here right
And I
now."
was like, "Hello, hi. Didn't know you were coming over.
Yeah,
Would you like to join me?" And you were like, "I'll wait out here." And I was like, "Cool."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because like
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but I'm
I
glad,
know,
I'm
that's
glad
fine.
you did. I'm glad you did.
no, because it's hilarious. I also think until this moment we've never addressed it.
The jerk off thing?
No,
Really?
I don't think so.
I
think this is the first time that we've ever, because I think we both kind of just like, I mean, we were kids.
true. You can, it's
like, I was
harder to laugh
embarrassed.
about it then.
I was embarrassed.
Yeah,
You laughed about it quite a lot.
yeah. I'm the worst.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, I don't think.
No, it's fine.
No, it's fine. I don't think we addressed it until this
tight.
moment, which is hilarious. That it's like, oh yeah, like 15 years later, hey, do you remember that time? You're like, I didn't. I love that you're like,
I straight up was gonna make a point of closing out this conversation by bringing it up, and then like being like, ah! But like you
I
fucking did it. You
fucking
stole
did.
my thunder.
I'm so happy. Were you actually?
Absolutely,
That
I
is
was.
so funny.
Absolutely,
I
was.
love that. I love that I stole that thunder from you. Thank you so much for
buddy. It's been a pleasure.
fucking coming.
It's been a
and
hot
hanging out.
minute.
I love you.
You
You're
too,
my-
baby.
You're my boy, Blue. I miss you so much. Please move back to Calgary. We can
I'm
do this.
strongly thinking about it.
I know, and then we can do this like every week. Talk about shit every week. Poop. You want poop talk? We'll just start it. We're gonna start the Fear Burger Poop Talk podcast.
I think we're onto something with like hockey talk plus pooping.
Well, I
right?
wanted to start a hockey podcast, but that kind of
You know, I had ideas to start a hockey podcast too. I was going to call it Seeing Red. And it'll just be me be pissed off all the time, but it's also a play on words of sea of red.
Of course.
Because I'm seeing red.
Okay.
And I would just be livid.
Okay.
And I would just be livid. And I'd just be like, fuck a cock ass.
seeing red,
Yeah.
seeing red, sucking blue.
all right. Well,
Then we can, and then I'll wear my Oilers hat. You wear your Flames hat. I'll
Yeah.
wear my Oilers jersey. You don't have one, so sorry.
What, an Oilers jersey?
No, a Flames jersey.
I have other Flames jerseys. The Kachuk jersey wasn't the only
Sorry,
jersey.
I just thought you were poor.
Well,
so
I am.
you can follow Devon at I don't know what it brass punk
You can follow me at night
on my way home.
on my way home.
No, what is it at brass punk?
Brass Punk. Yeah.
On Instagram. The other one is Fearburger.
Fearbirds Band.
Is it Fearbirds Band?
Fearbirds Band, yeah.
Okay, so at Fearbirds Band, and then your personal is just like,
You don't need to know my personal.
okay, fuck it. They don't get to know him personally because he will walk in on you jerking off, and he'll take a shit on your front porch.
That's the kind of guy I am, man.
He's gonna take a shit on your front porch. All right, buddy. I love you so much. Yeah, let's fucking end this. For this episode of This Will Never Work, I'm Lincoln.
I'm Devon.
Let's try again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
It might work.
Yeah.
Sometimes the irony of trying to write a theme song for a show called This Will Never Work gets the best of you, and, well, it sucks. So, welcome.